Hello guys, it's Madeline again, and I am here to read you another story. This project is about reading stories from different countries of the world, and today, from my amazing book, what's it called again? Stories from Around the World. I'm going to be reading you a story from a different country. Probably never heard of it, or maybe you have. I'm going to be reading a story from a country called India. Okay? I won't tell you much about India. If you're curious, ask your parents or go on Google and type India, and you're going to find loads and loads and loads of information about India. So for today, I'm going to be reading you a story from India. Hope you enjoyed the story, guys. And the title of the story is The Snake Charmer. Raj lived in a little white house near the Ganges River with his wife Akbar. They were very poor but always happy. Raj earned his living as a snake charmer. Every morning he would carry a pot with a deadly snake, his mat, and his pipe to the village square. There he would unroll his mat, sit down, take the lid off the pot, and start to play his pipe. Okay. People would come to watch. Slowly, the snake would poke its head out of the pot, swaying to the music. A dancing snake? That's interesting. Everyone knew that it was a very poisonous snake, so they didn't come too close. Of course, better not to come too close. But they did throw a few coins to Raj. At the end of the day, Raj would stop playing. Okay, so that's the snake pot. I hope you can see it. Snake pot and Raj's deadly snake. Right. The snake would disappear into the pot. Raj would put on the lid, roll up his mat, tuck his pipe under his arm, and carry the snake pot home. One night after supper, Raj returned to Akbar. Akbar is his wife, by the way. Tomorrow, I'll walk to the town with my snake. There are more people there than in our village, and they have more money to spend. Okay? The next day, Raj set off at dawn. As soon as he reached the town, he sat down and started to play his pipe. The snake reared out of the pot. A huge crowd gathered around him. They laughed and cheered and tossed Raj lots of gold coins. He had never seen so much money in his life. Okay, it's a good thing, isn't it? In the evening, Raj collected the gold, picked up the pot, his mat, and his pipe, and he hurried home. I bet he's excited to have all that money today. Right. He didn't see the three robbers watching him. That snake charmer's got a lot of gold. Let's steal it, they growled, and they followed Raj back to his house. Raj showed Akbar all of the gold he'd been given in the market. She was delighted. We're rich. Now we'll be able to eat well, and I can have a new sari. By the way, a sari is a piece of cloth worn in India. You're a very clever man, she cried, hugging Raj. She put the gold in a big pot. Tomorrow, we must find somewhere safe to hide it, she said. She didn't notice the three robbers secretly watching her through the window. Oh. Wow. What do you think the robbers would do? Do you think they'll steal the money? Do you think they won't? Okay, let's read on and find out. That night, when they were in bed, Akbar heard a noise outside the room. What's that, Raj? She asked, sitting up. It's probably only a stray dog. Go to sleep, replied Raj, yawning. I'm worried about the gold, said Akbar. She got out of bed and picked up the pot of gold. Then she looked at the snake pot. That's just as precious, she said, and carried both pots up to the top of the house, where she thought they would be safe. Then she went back to bed and to sleep. Outside, the robbers whispered amongst each other. That silly woman has put the gold upstairs, said one of them. We will have to stand on each other's shoulders to get to the window, said another. I'm the smallest. I'll climb up on top of you two, slip through the window, and hand down the pot. As quietly as they could, the robbers carried out their plan. The smallest robber grabbed the pot, and together they hurried back to their den. We're rich! We're rich! They shouted, dancing around. One took off the lid of the pot to look at the money. Instead of gold, a deadly snake slithered out. Oh, they took the snake pot instead of the money. That is cool. See what happens next. Run, run for your life, she shouted, and the three robbers were so frightened they rushed out of their den and into the forest, never to be seen again. In the morning, Raj walked up the stairs to take his snake to town again. There's only one pot here, he said, called to Akpa. Someone must have stolen the other one. Akpa took the lid off the pot and looked in. It was full of gold. They took the wrong pot. What a horrible surprise for someone, she laughed. Raj unrolled his mat outside the house, sat down and started to play his pipe. After a little while, the snake came slithering along. Raj picked it up and dropped it into his pot, all ready for another day's work. That is the end of that lovely story. I hope you had a nice time. I hope you enjoyed the story. Did you learn anything new? Did you learn any new words? Did you learn something different from the story? Now, whatever your thoughts are, if there are ways you think I can make the videos better, or anything, any suggestions, any observations, just go down after you watch the video, drop a little good comment. It could be long if you want. I'd love to see your comments and I will definitely reply. Okay, thank you very much for listening and have a good night, and I'll bring you another story really soon. Alright then, bye.